The station covering all of the DMV. This is DC News Now.
Happening now at 9, covering the entire DMV. Police are investigating a mass shooting in the district overnight. One man killed, several others hurt. What we're learning from authorities.
I tell you, I really feel good. I feel pumped up.
Getting up to cancer, one man's 24-hour challenge in Virginia after beating the odds himself. And game day savings before the Chiefs and 49ers duke it out. How to build your Sunday snack board for less. We're stretching your dollar.
Looking forward to the game for sure, and looking forward to some improvement in the weather forecast as we have some rain in the forecast. We'll talk about how much you can expect for your Sunday and beyond with my 7-day forecast.
All right, Scott, thank you. Good evening, everyone. Thank you for joining us for DC News Now at 9. I'm Ben Dennis this Saturday evening. Developing tonight, a huge 3-alarm fire causing severe damage to this building in Frederick. That blaze breaking out on South Carroll Street near the corner of South Street. Everybody should avoid that area if possible as crews investigate. You can see the roof of that building there just decimated. We'll keep you updated as we learn more here on DC News Now. Police in the district are investigating a deadly hit and run on the Whitney Young Memorial Bridge. We're told this happened in Southeast around 10 p.m. last night. Police say that a car hit 2 men who were on a scooter. Both men thrown from that scooter onto the road. The driver of the scooter also taken to local hospital for treatment of critical injuries. The passenger died. Driver of the vehicle that hit the scooter left the scene. Anybody with information should call police. Meantime, authorities in the district also say they're looking for this man in connection to a homicide earlier this month in Northwest. We're told this happened on 15th last Friday around 2 in the morning. The suspect and victim allegedly got into a fight when the suspect pushed the victim to the ground, hitting his head on the pavement. On the scene, police found the man suffering from life-threatening injuries. He died after being sent to a hospital. Take a look at your screen. This is the suspect captured on surveillance video. Police are offering a reward of up to $25,000 for information leading to an arrest. Also in D.C., an investigation of a mass shooting overnight. 1 man killed, 3 others hurt in Northeast. We're told this happened inside of a building on Rom Street just before 10. Police say they found 1 person shot inside the building, 1 outside. Officials say 2 other victims took themselves to the hospital. The 3 other victims that survived reportedly suffered non-life-threatening injuries. In developing now, D.C. police are investigating a shooting in the Anacostia neighborhood where police shot a man. We're told it happened shortly before 7 p.m. yesterday in the 1400 block of Bangor Street, Southeast. This is near Fort Stanton Park. Officers reportedly were patrolling the area when they tried to contact the man after he started running. Police Chief Pamela Smith didn't specify why officers initially wanted to talk to him. After he started running, police say the man fired several shots at police, who reportedly shot back. The suspect was hit, taken to the hospital with non-life-threatening injuries.
We've heard from our community members over and over and over again that they want to see us present in these places, and we are here. Our officers were exactly where we needed them to be, doing exactly what we needed them to do in this particular area.
Note how many shots were fired by police. No officers were hurt. Investigators say the officers were not in uniform at the time, but they did have body cameras. Time is 9:01. Over to your weather now with Scott Sumner. Scott, we have been blessed with some beautiful weather. I had a nice walk outside this evening. A great shot of our nation's capital right now.
Yeah, absolutely. It's not too bad. As you notice here, we're in the 50s, 52 degrees, mostly cloudy skies outside your weather window this evening. And we'll be staying in the 50s throughout the overnight, going right into the morning. With the wee hours of the morning, we actually may slip into the upper 40s here around 6, 7, 8 o'clock and even 9 o'clock in the morning. Not terrible, though. Certainly a doable forecast. Our current radar has been pretty quiet this afternoon, but we'll have some showers starting to move in from the south here in just a little bit. Already seeing a little bit of wet pavement down in our southern counties of both Culpeper, Orange, Spotsylvania counties, and extending further up towards the southern portions of Fauquier County. A little bit damp roadway. That's because we have a moisture flow which is moving from southwest to northeast here this evening, and that is allowing for that moisture that's currently in Tennessee and Kentucky and places even further south to move in our direction. So overnight showers, these are some of the headlines here. We've got early Sunday showers, unsettled to start the week here with a couple of different storm systems, and then temperatures, well, they'll be closer to normal this week. We're not looking at any 60s and 70 degree readings. We'll talk about more about that and show it to you with the 7-day forecast coming up. Ben?
All right, Scott, much to cover. As folks are winding down tonight, one Virginia man is staying up all night to stand up to cancer. We joined Dave Laval live at an Arlington restaurant where he's at right now. Dave, bring us up to speed. This is a great story. A man whose battle has been overcome with cancer. Now he's inspiring more people.
Oh, it certainly is an inspirational story, Ben. You see, Pat Malone's family owns fireworks, so it's not uncommon to see him here. What is different is it's not every day Malone will spend 24 straight hours on his feet. That's exactly what he's doing as he once again steps up to fight cancer.
I'm going to walk in now.
Pat Malone puts his best feet forward at Fireworks Pizza.
Hey, we ready?
Malone of Alexandria is on a mission as he steps up to stamp out cancer. Malone narrowly avoids a major misstep.
I'm going to come over and sit next to you. Oh, no, I can't sit down.
Malone is determined to remain on his feet for 24 straight hours at his family's restaurant as part of his annual fundraiser that is now in its 10th year.
There are people who can't stand up, and there are people who are afflicted with cancer, and people who are, you know, they're might be bedridden or they might be in wheelchairs or whatever. So I'm kind of doing this really for anybody who's fighting the battle.
That includes Brigitte Johnson.
I am fighting stage 4 metastatic breast cancer.
Malone is also a cancer survivor. Doctors at Walter Reed National Military Medical Center removed a malignant tumor from his shoulder in 2014. Malone always starts his fundraiser at 4:26 p.m., which is the time he woke up following his surgery. Malone shares that story with customers and also gives them advice.
If you haven't had a checkup in a while, get a checkup.
But Malone may soon have to sit and watch others fill his shoes. He suffers from what he describes as a mild form of MS.
The worst case scenario would be I'd be in a wheelchair, but I walk now, but it gets tougher every year for me to stand up for 24 hours.
Malone promises that's when his family will step in to do their part to find a cure for cancer. Fireworks closes at 11 p.m. However, the doors will remain open throughout the night for anyone who wants to stop by and see how Malone is doing and, more importantly, make a donation. By the way, this fundraiser ends at 4:26 p.m. Sunday. We're live in Arlington. Dave Laval, DC News Now.
A lot of inspiration there, Dave. Thank you. A commuter alert for Metro riders. Starting today, the red line will be closed between Tacoma and Rhode Island Avenue. That means there'll be no service at Fort Totten or Brooklyn stations. Shuttle buses will run in place of those trains, and the green line will still operate at Fort Totten. Trains will also be single tracking between McPherson Square and Smithsonian on the orange, blue, and silver lines. Meantime, folks in the district bringing in Mardi Gras earlier today at the Wharf. The event featured a parade with floats from local businesses across D.C., also followed by live performances from bands and local artists. People who showed up to celebrate early were encouraged to dress in their most impressive Mardi Gras-inspired outfit. Several roads will be closed tomorrow for D.C.'s Chinese New Year celebration. Starting at 9 in the morning, 8th Street Northwest between 6th and 7th will close. 6th from 8th Street to Mass Avenue Northwest will also be blocked off. I Street from 5th to 7th will also close. And for those on the roads this weekend, Virginia State Police will be stepping up patrols on I-66. Up north in Maryland, police will be along I-495 and 270. State police are asking drivers to designate a designated driver, DD, if their big game party involves alcohol. It's all part of an effort to reduce the number of fatal crashes to 0 during enforcement periods. It focuses on 4 key areas of fatal crashes: distracted driving, impaired driving, non-compliance with the speed limit, and not wearing a seatbelt. Meantime, a new survey by the American Gaming Association finds a record-breaking nearly 68 million adults are expected to bet on this year's big game between the Chiefs and the 49ers for the Super Bowl. That's 1 in 4 Americans, up 35% from last year. The association expects $23 billion in bets this year. Right now, sports betting is legal in 38 states and D.C.
Look, I think that more and more people wager on the Super Bowl in some capacity, right? Whether that's people actually putting money down on the game at sports books, or betting for Super Bowl squares, or just doing some fun bets with their friends at parties. Everyone has something, some reason probably that they're watching the Super Bowl, whether it's the commercials or the actual game or the halftime.
The spokesperson for FanDuel tells us that during last year's Super Bowl game, they set a record 45,000 bets per minute and expect more than 60,000 bets per minute come tomorrow. Turning now, a bill notifying Virginia parents who own guns about safely storing those firearms. It just passed in the state Senate. Our Tosin Fakile is in the studio with more details on what that bill requires.
That bill passed in the Senate with 23 votes in favor and 16 noes. The bill puts an extra task for school boards of reminding Virginia parents with guns the importance of safe storage and that the responsibility falls on them to keep those firearms secure. The bill requires each school board to notify parents of their legal responsibility to safely store any guns in the home. They also have to inform them of the risks associated with not storing that gun right, statistics relating to gun-related accidents, injuries, and death among juveniles. The bill would also require school boards to develop and implement a policy, sending a text or email with that information within 30 days of the first day of the school year. And that notification goes to parents of each child in a school. Now, it requires also the notification be done annually. The House version of the bill passed in the Virginia State House 54-45 at the end of January. This bill also calls for each school board to make the parental notifications available in multiple languages on its websites. In the studio, I'm Tosin Fakile. Back to you.